Hello everyone, and welcome to today's session for our bilingual early childhood education class. Today, we're going to be talking about our math toolbox, which is the established guiding pedagogical method as part of the technical references for Colombians' early childhood education within the framework of holistic care. Okay, so what is the toolbox? The toolbox is a set of 6 documents, which are aimed to empower the early childhood educators' pedagogical practicum in order to foster children's holistic development. And we have the first document is a pedagogical planning, which talks about how can we design pedagogical experiences. The second one talks about the pedagogical environments, which is all about the setting. The next one, it's about interactions. And then we have for number 4, tracking development, how important it is to follow up on our students' development. And also involving families in the pedagogical practicum, which is the last document. All right, so the next slide. This toolbox doesn't just enable us to identify where we are as per pedagogical practicum, but also helps us improve because it leads us to reflection. This ensures better interactions and enrich children's early childhood development, learning, acquisition processes. Why do I say learning acquisition processes? I mean, guys, you know that for our Anglo-Saxon literature, we talk about acquisition in early childhood. However, in Colombian literature, you're going to see they talk a lot about learning. Our next slide, it talks about how the Ministry of Education, the ICBF, ICBF, y la Fundación Bancolombia got together to improve early childhood administrative processes to ensure access, transit, and retention of children in the educational environment, okay? The idea was, and what they actually did was to design and pilot this proposal. All right, so then we have how these toolbox enables or spaces where the pedagogical tutors can sit down with the early childhood educators and team up. Why do they do these? I mean, this is in order for them to share, exchange experiences, and conjointly analyze them in order to empower their practices and their proposals. So pretty much they do these out of observation, feedback, reflection, and this is how they're able to empower their practices. Okay, in a pedagogical project, these strategies are really important because they leads us to how to carry out these actions, and takes us to organize and structure the early childhood experiences and environments. Also, these strategies takes into account children's likes and needs, and they're also aligned with the 4 guiding activities proposed by the ICBF and Ministry of Education, which are arts, play, literature, and exploring the environment. Okay, so then continuing the pedagogical project and planning, it's all about reflecting, okay? It's 1 or 2 strategies that you employed in order to take along the routine, right? Your lesson for the day, your experience, okay? And it's very important that you know all these strategies that we will be discussing further down, that you know how to develop them, and also which ones are most suitable depending on the proposals, their objectives, their intentions of the pedagogical project that the institution has. Well, their orientations pretty much, as part of the pedagogical orientations proposed by Colombia's early childhood education, the technical references that we have, these 5 pedagogical strategies that we will be talking about, a couple of slides down, provide meaning to the early childhood practices, and as they enable to join their knowledge and reflections in their pedagogical actions. Okay, so the strategies are ludic corners, workshops, classroom projects, circle time, and treasure box. So what are these, right? We have ludic corners. Okay, the ludic corners are spaces that are clean, structured, where children can play, explore, move around, and also investigate. They could inquire, and that's really important. They enable us to identify children's interests, particularities, rhythms, and concerns. So all this is aimed to develop autonomous work. Okay, so ludic corners, usually they have a big variety, but you see, some examples like role plays, construction building, right? Discovering literature, creative writing. I know in early childhood you think about creative writing, but they start working on their pre-writing skills in Spanish, so they're able to doodle and do these really creative things. Music, sensorial, which is the part of the senses, that's really important, and arts, plastic arts. Also, what I miss telling you guys is that you can design all of them. Customize according to children's likes and needs. You can transform them, as they go along. And the idea is that you keep changing them here and there, because if children get too bored, it's going to lose the intention and its meaningfulness. All right, so then ludic corners. What does this enable? Enables meaningful interactions. The pedagogical environments become enriched and engaging. The experiences are more intentionally set and designed, because it has to have a purpose. It's not just letting them play, but we have to go and have interactions with them, that are meaningful. The experiences are, that we set. It has an intention. Also, it is, hand to hand, develop, thinking about the guiding activities proposed by the Ministry of Education, which are 4, right? Arts, exploring the environment, literature, and I'm missing one, and play. Okay, great. And the good thing about this is that children decide where do they want to work, explore, if they want to sing, they want to dance, they want to paint. Okay, and they start building up these really nice experiences and living the experiences, which is really nice. Okay, the next one, workshops. Okay, workshops are really important, guys, because they get developed according to children's interest, and you can have some examples like light and shadows workshop, or water and sound workshop, or a senses workshop where they can taste, smell, touch, body and movement workshop also. The good thing about these educational workshops methodology is that it combines the theory and practice in regards to a specific area or content. Children also learn by doing and discovering, and they learn what is the utility, the practical meaning of certain contents that you present, right, throughout the workshop. And it's characterized by inquiry, learning by discovery, and teamwork. Okay, so in workshops, We have continuous socialization to foster cooperative learning, interaction with meaningful others, adults, and peers, acquisition of habits and routines, building of values and social rules, meaningful experiences also, right, that specify the pedagogical environments that take into account that various, they take into account the guiding activities that we've been discussing throughout. Okay, so now we have the classroom projects, guys. The good thing is that it also recognizes the interest, children's interests, and is really important because it's all about involving teaching and learning methodologies, okay? That comes out from motivating issue, and a motivating issue, a task, that includes contents and various subjects and competencies, okay? And is usually guided by different educators of the different subjects in place. So it's really nice. I mean, usually when we intervene in the Círculo Virtuoso, this is how we get to work hand by hand with the bilingual, the early childhood educators, so we can enrich those classroom projects. All right, and we have for the development of these classroom projects. I mean, you can have a literature classroom project. You can also have artistic languages involved, and it's a space for students, for children actually. They're children to think, to play, to inquire, to associate, to invent the world, to read the realities, to explore, to think. I mean, it's all about developing thinking skills also. Okay, so now we have circle time, guys. The purpose of circle time is like a scenario for dialogues, for discussions, for us to sit down with children and socialize about a specific topic and a specific issue or concern. To resolve these issues, we come as a group with children into an agreement and share various experiences. The good thing about circle time is that it enables agency, which is what we really want to do with children, okay? And this enables us to make joint decisions with them. So participation, active participation of children, it provides, it fosters that. And it's a space of dialogue, as I said, and you can have it at the beginning of your intervention of the day. You can have it at the end. Sometimes if something really crucial happens and that you need to cut short and sit down and talk to them, you can do so as well. And this is a place where you discuss, real life issues that come along. And as I said, the good thing is that they learn to listen to others' opinions, which is really nice. Also, at the beginning of the day, you can do it in order, like as a warm up to refresh, last session's, topics, right? Also to know how are they. Guys, remember, they're children. And we as bilingual educators are in charge of their holistic development. So sitting down and asking them, how are you? How are you guys? What was the best thing that happened last night with your parents? Or what made you sad? Those are really important questions, that we need to take into account and, ask them, because sometimes it's like, how are you? Fine. No, try to, go through with more questions, have that, those guiding questions that will lead into meaningful conversations with them. Also, you can explain to them step by step what activities are you guys going to work on. And also at the end, you can also remind them what they lived throughout the day, and also to say bye to them. and to, give like last minute things.